Okay, the first stop is the fuel pump. Can you see that? Yeah, a quarter tank. So let's put some go-go juice in her. Look at what the darn birds have done. I guess they sit up on this brace here next to the mirror, looking at themselves in the mirror. Then they down on that mirror and down onto that brace. Well, son of a booger. I guess I've got some birds that like to primp in the mirror. But yep, I think that's what they're doing. This side isn't like that. I've got one little spot on the mirror, but I guess they can't get close enough to the mirror sitting there. This one is more comfortable for them. They can get the full view. Hey, that gives me an idea. Maybe I need to put a mirror in front of my toilet. So while I am... never mind. We don't need to go there. My nozzle holder because it doesn't have a clip on the handle to hold the nozzle in place while it's filling, so that works perfectly. There was a bird's nest up there, so that's why there was so much by the mirror. Okay, she's fueled. Not sure if you can see that helicopter flying over. I wonder if that is my government spying on me to make sure I'm wearing a mask in public. Yep, it's gonna come to that. Yep, I guess I was wrong about the rain staying north of us because, well, yep, it's raining here now. So that's okay, because in the greasing and adjusting of the combine, I found a bearing. I have not been drinking yet. I found a bearing gone in the feeder house reverser gearbox, right down in there. and I'm having a hell of a time getting this off. I had this off a couple of years ago to replace this seal. Well, I was not able to get this seal around here, and so I put some RTV on it, and so I think that is preventing me from pulling this housing off of here because of that RTV in order to get inside and replace that bearing. So I've got to do some scratching of my head and my balls to come up with plan B on that. Okay, a little bit of heat, a little bit of water just to be on the safe side, and I broke it free. But there's a lot of gears back behind there that I don't want to have them come apart because it'll be like a jigsaw puzzle, and I'm not good at those. But my bearing is in this shaft, so I'll take this over on the counter and carefully pull it apart and see what I need to get. Okay, there's a needle bearing on either end of this collar. The one on the inside looks okay. This one is the one that, you know, looking at it, it doesn't look too bad, but it does not turn. So what that did by not turning is gave us a much larger problem here. It wore this shaft probably 1/8 of an inch. Back here is where the other needle bearing is sitting. There's a little bit of wear right there, but my goodness, yeah, this one is worn pretty bad. So I've got to determine if I want to take that to the machine shop and have them rebuild it, or shall I just order a new shaft if I can get one. This shaft goes all the way across to the other side here, and it turns the header. So let me get on the phone and do some calling here and figure out what we're going to do. Yep, it's still raining. I thought today was my last day here on this earth. I saw a damn snake. While I was working up under here, I was kneeling down here on the cardboard like this, working up under here, and out of the corner of my eye, there was a snake on the edge of this cardboard. It was just a small one, but it was enough to kill me. My guess is it must have fallen maybe out of here, and I was within a couple of inches of that. But anyhow, it went from there under the tire. I don't like a snake. And I would hurt myself getting out of the way of it. But by the time I saw it, as I said, it was on the ground crawling away. But if that thing had fallen on me, holy crap. I'm sure I would have lifted up and busted my head on this and then fell back and hit my head on that, and that would have been the end of me. But as you can see, I've got pieces and parts laying everywhere. I've got some parts here. We've got the shaft out. Here's my bucket of bolts and miscellaneous pieces. Housing here. So here is the $500 shaft. I have pulled this out. Everything is pulled apart here. Oh, yes. It's advertisement time. A slide, Nebo slide flashlight. If you don't have one of these, go see your local hardware store and ask for it by name. Nebo, they make a great light. This thing is bright. You can zoom it. Well, number one, it's got a magnet on it. Then if you pull it up like that, wow, it's pretty bright. It goes back off, pull it up like that. That magnet is pretty strong. It'll stick on there. Slide it out, you've got the light there. And this light here, and then twist. It's hard to do it with one hand, but you see that beam there, and then it will go to a flood. I just can't do it with one hand. And see, there you go. So yeah, Nebo, N-E-B-O. We started carrying this line of flashlights, about 4 or 5 years ago. We stopped selling, what is the name of that other light? It's on the tip of my tongue. I can see it. It takes about 6D batteries. It's a long light. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, after about a year of selling these, we stopped selling that other name brand light. This is just a good quality light. They're not a cheap light. This one here is, with my discount, $25 or $30, maybe more than that. I don't even know. Anyway, we've got it all apart. I have the parts on order. They should be here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. As you can see, I've got a lot going on on this welding table here. Everything except welding. Water pump out of my rental house. That went bad about a month ago. Don't ask me why, but I had another one of these pumps at my house. So about a 2-hour job. I had the rental back with water again. So I've pulled this pump apart, thinking I can get some parts for it, and I haven't done any more to it. Hey, what have I got over here? Our paint shaker at the hardware store. After 17 years, it finally went bad. I thought I could fix it, but I think it's this electronic circuit board on here that went bad. So we ordered a new one. Holy crap, over $1,000, and that was a demo, not a new one. Just a 1-gallon paint shaker. But in the meantime, I did some direct wiring on the old one. So all they have to do is plug it in each time they want to shake paint, count to about 90, and then unplug it, and it's good to go. Yeah. I'm going to finish greasing the combine, and then once we get these parts tomorrow morning, I'll put it all back together, and we should be ready to cut wheat. It wouldn't have been fit to cut today. It's still cloudy. It wasn't a lot of rain, but it was enough just to screw things up, and it's 3 o'clock now. I don't think we're going to get enough sun to really dry it out any, but not that I can cut anyway. Okay, I think that wraps this video up. Oh no, it does not, because I just remembered. Speaking of parts at my local John Deere dealership, is that the darn bird that left all that mess on my mirror? My local John Deere dealership is closing down in about a month, next month, in July sometime. He's a one-store John Deere dealership, and John Deere apparently does not like that. They want one person to own 10 or 20 stores. And so they have finally pushed our local guy out. They are not renewing his contract. We've got one of the big boys from the eastern shore of Maryland taking over this territory, and not sure how that's going to work, but I don't believe they're going into the same building that the current dealer is in now. They will probably build or buy a building 30 minutes or further from me. So wow, since I was a little kid, that place has been there since the 30s or 40s, probably, in that same location. So we have been very spoiled having a John Deere dealership less than 10 minutes away. I'm not going to know how to act without him there. So, yeah, I despise corporate America, but all of our dealers have been doing this. One of the Case IH dealers I deal with, they went under a 10 or 15 store umbrella. There's only one or two within a 2-hour radius that I can think of Deere or Case IH dealerships that only own one store, just independent mom and pop. And I'm sure Deere is doing all they can to push those guys out as well. Anyway, corporate America, what can you do? You can only fight it so long. Okay, I've rambled on enough. All right, see ya. See ya.